Cypress Fairbanks Independent School District presents the Primary Practices On-Demand Video Collection, which highlights powerful classroom management strategies for primary educators. The first series of videos, Refining the Foundation, focuses on a fundamental framework for planning, teaching, and reinforcing routines and procedures. Like a treasure map, we can use this framework to chart and navigate our journey to a well-run classroom. Just remember to be like a pirate and say, "Arr." The letters AERRR represent the components of effective teaching, especially when it comes to behavior expectations in the classroom. Once we have anticipated, explained, and rehearsed our behavior expectations with students, the next component in our framework is reinforce. When students engage in appropriate behavior, we meaningfully acknowledge it in order to increase the likelihood that it'll be repeated. We can think of it like this: where the attention goes, the energy flows. So instead of calling out students who are not meeting your expectations, what if we acknowledge the ones who are? Now keep in mind, if a child is running out of the building or exhibiting imminently dangerous behavior, please focus on stopping those unsafe behaviors. Research does tell us that time and time again, that praise works wonders. When we consistently use praise and hone in on as many positive things as possible, students begin to feel better about themselves and their behavior improves. Let's imagine we've used planned teaching to instruct our students how to clean up after a station rotation. And when signaled, your student Benjamin quickly and quietly followed each step in the classroom cleanup procedure. Some common statements we may hear after this appropriate behavior is, "Nice job," or "Thank you." Boys Town would agree that this is a great place to start. Statements such as these are considered general praise, as they simply show approval or the wow. Specific praise combines general praise with a description of the appropriate behavior. This way, students are aware of the behavior or skill for which they are being positively reinforced. We can think of specific praise as the wow and the what. Even more meaningful is effective praise. This combines general, specific, and provides a reason to engage in the behavior. Now we have the wow, the what, and the why. Remember from our last video, relevant reasons include benefit to self, benefit to others, and avoiding a negative outcome. These three types of praise correspond to our multi-tiered systems of support. Most of our students come to school with the skills necessary to be behaviorally successful at school. Because of this, general praise is mostly used. When a skill is new or difficult, however, we may use specific or effective praise. As student needs expand through the secondary and tertiary levels, more specific and effective praise is appropriate to help the student internalize the skill and to solidify a cognitive link between the behavior and the outcome. Circling back to Benjamin, who cleaned up per our classroom expectation, let's consider the types of praise we might give him through our praise framework. General might sound like this: "Good job." Specific praise may sound like this: "Good job. You quietly put the supplies away in their place." An effective praise would sound like this: "Good job. You quietly put the supplies away in their place. Now they're all ready for the next person to use." One way that we can make praise even more meaningful is to incorporate PBIS language. With Benjamin, it might sound like this: "Way to lead. You put the supplies away in their place. This is respectful to the next person who uses them. Because you showed accountability, here's a PBIS point." Now, let's raise the praise for little Lillian. When signaled to line up, she quickly and quietly followed the classroom lineup procedure. General praise may sound like this: "Awesome." Specific would be: "Awesome, you pushed in your chair and walked to your spot in line." Effective praise would sound like this: "Awesome, you pushed in your chair and walked to your spot in line. That helps us get to buses on time." Remember, we can give her an optional positive consequence for demonstrating appropriate behavior. Even more meaningful, we can couple praise with our PBIS language. When we do this with Lillian, it might sound like this. Awesome! You pushed in your chair and walked to your spot in line. When you use your time wisely, it helps us get to the buses on time. Here's a PBIS point for giving effort. Remember, the letters for R represent the components of effective teaching, especially when it comes to behavior expectations. We have anticipate, explain, rehearse, and reinforce. Our final component is revisit. Just as we mentioned repetition before, it is important to keep daily routines and procedures fresh and at the forefront of our students' attention, especially for those who struggle to follow them. Like we mentioned previously, research supports 1 to 4 repetitions for an exceptionally gifted learner, 1 to 10 for average learners, and up to more than 100 for those who struggle. We can think of revisiting expectations in a couple of different ways. First, preventive prompting is a quick and easy reminder of the expectations prior to them being expected. For example, we as adults have preventive prompts like yellow lights, speed limits, and even reminders to silence our cell phones before a movie. In the classroom, some preventive prompts might sound like this. Before going to stations, let's review our cleanup procedure. We will have a guest reader today. Let's quickly review how we show respect to him or her using our matrix. Before working in partners, let's review how we share the materials. The other way we revisit our expectations is through reteaching. As we do with our ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, we have to see behavior as no different than academics. Misbehavior is a caution sign, pointing to skills children are missing. Punishing behavior doesn't stop it. The only thing that will change behavior is to teach a new skill to replace the troublesome one. Remember, routines and procedures are best internalized by students when they are developmentally appropriate, preventively taught, and meaningfully reinforced. Be sure to check out the next series in our primary practices on-demand collection, Enriching the Environment. We encourage you to implement the strategies from this video to enhance your classroom management. Thank you for taking the time to view our professional development on demand.